Matthew Mayer at Baylor, Pete Nance at Northwestern, both in the transfer portal, both in the draft. I would expect both would come back to college most likely because neither has gotten an NBA draft combine invite. Mayer didn't even get a G League camp invite, and or Myers, excuse me. And then Nance got the G League camp invite. So what do you think of the pursuit of those two? There's debate of who would you rather have. I don't think we should be debating that. It's who wants to sign up, because either of those guys could make Illinois really good, just in different ways.
Yeah, either guy would move the needle a lot and would really provide a lot of value. Proven commodities, very experienced. Obviously, Meyer playing at a national championship level, and love his versatility on defense and the fact that he could probably guard 2 through 5. I think that there is a talk of just kind of the style of the Big Ten and maybe needing more of an answer as a defensive 5 man, and maybe that's Pete Nance. And yeah, you can have preferences. And I understand if you think Nance is more offensively dynamic, but you like Meyer being maybe more of that up tempo, positionless, switchable defense type of. I mean, either one would be phenomenal. And the fact that now we're kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern, like you were talking about with Nance going through the G League combine, hoping to then parlay that and get an invite to the NBA combine. And Meyer, I don't know what he's ultimately going to do in terms of pulling out. I know that there's talks of intentions of staying in, but I think that everybody, as we've even seen with Illinois players, Io and Kofi, guys enter their names in the draft trying to go as hard as they can towards getting picked or getting a professional opportunity before then they ultimately come back. So that June 1st date until you withdraw is really what we got to keep an eye on. But either one of those guys would really put you in a situation where you talk about starting lineups. I think Nance and Coleman as a 4-5 type of duo make a lot of sense and can really complement each other and space the floor. And defensively, I love that what they could potentially bring there. And you got RJ and Terrence, and if you're starting Sky Clark, I mean that's super talented. Or slot in Matthew Meyer, whether it be him at the 4 and Coleman at the 5 and Dane off the bench, or however that looks, because Meyer can really slot in a couple of different spots and be a 3-point shooter. I mean that's pretty exciting just to have those options after missing that opportunity to bring Kofi back and just kind of what that would look like. Those are two very high caliber guys.
Nance makes so much sense from a fit perspective, right? When you talk about a guy who can play the 4 and the 5, you can put Coleman, kind of at the 5 offensively a little bit. Pete can play there too. Both those guys are pretty good defenders. Coleman obviously a little bit more versatile, but you feel like Nance could body up at least Hunter Dickinson and Zach Edey, the 2 true 5s coming back. Cliff Omaruri, another guy we got to be talking about with the 5s in the Big Ten. But Matthew Meyer, the fit there just intrigues the heck out of me, Derek, because the one word I keep using with him, if he comes to Illinois, that's going to be one of the most entertaining Illinois teams we've seen. I mean, we talk about the Flying Illini. You got Meyer, Hawkins, Ty Rogers, RJ Melendez, Terrence Shannon with Sky Clark and Jaden Epps. Like, that team is going to run. That team is going to get up and down the court, and they're going to pose a lot of issues for the Edys or Dickinsons of the world. So while Illinois would have a huge disadvantage on the low block, right? I do think they can rebound, but they obviously have the strength deficit to some of these teams. They also pose a lot of issues for a lot of teams with their versatility and just athleticism and quickness. Like, that would be up and down, gun it style. And I think Underwood in the past has shown he loves that kind of style.
Yeah, I think you would love that. I think defensively, yeah, you'd have some issues one-on-one matchups with the ED. And that's not to say that even if he's on the offensive glass hurting you because you don't have that Kofi-like presence to fully box him out or whatever, body him up. But I think that with that kind of length and athleticism, I mean, why not Houston and double the post on every touch and have guys flying around on the perimeter, rotating and trying to take away passing lanes and create steals. And I think it would be fascinating to see how Brad changes even his defensive style. If you're trying to force some turnovers and just dial it up, I think that athletically you would have the type of pieces to be able to do that. And yeah, they would be up and down, fast paced. I mean, Myers someone that can push it himself in transition, a guy that can attack the rim, that's pretty athletic, that can shoot the 3, and different guys that can get the ball on the perimeter, even in the half court, and make a play off the bounce. Myers another one of those. I know it's something that you really like about Terrence Shannon Jr. potentially being able to slash and go to the rim, and that's been something they've highly coveted. And Brad offered Matthew Mayer back within a month of his getting the job there at Stillwater when he's at Oklahoma State. So he recruited him for a little while. I'm very familiar with him. But Nance is the natural fit. I don't really worry. I know that it had been talked about on the board, the Big Ten experience. Not really worried about that. But the fact that he does make sense in terms of playing significant minutes at the five, defensively at least, and then having Coleman as that four man. Again, if you're facing Zach Edey and you got Nance who can kind of be that initial contact on him and even bring Coleman over for some length to help on him, I think you could do that. And then offensively, Nance, like great passer, great mid-range game, shot over 40% from three. There's a lot of things you can do with him, pick and pop, pick and roll, and even like the mid-post type of game is really enticing with him as well.